Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
All right, please note that the language and ideas presented on the show might not be suitable for everyone. If you're under 18, make sure your mom isn't around. If you're over 80, why is your mom around?
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
Okay, on Cyrus Says we meet Mikhail Rajani, a man who stole my son's name and won't give it back. Also the owner and founder of Francesco's Pizzeria. Born and brought up in Mumbai, India, he tells us about his travails, his times and his pain, which is basically health related and something we can't discuss right now.
Why follow your auntie's advice when you can follow Cyrus Says on Facebook and Twitter to stay updated about the latest shows?
All right, here on Cyrus Says, my personal angst, my axe to grind is with Vodafone. I've decided that I'm going to take them down. One man is going to destroy Vodafone alone, and that's me, Cyrus Brocha. Yes, the war is on. They've charged me 40,000 rupees for just a few seconds of GB usage in lovely Nepal. I have 2 points here. One, do they have no respect for Nepal, that they have such large figures for a neighboring city like Nepal? And two, what does Vodafone have against porn? I mean, can a man not spend 5 minutes alone in this day and age, enjoying himself away from the wife in peace? Damn you, Vodafone! It's called Cyrus's.
And that's what Cyrus Says.
All right, on Cyrus Says, today we mark our anniversary. This is our 50,000th episode. I just lie, Mikhail, for some reason. And I have with me Mikhail Rajani, founder of Francesco's Pizzeria. 2 things I wanted to share with him. One, my son's name is Mikhail, so let me just look at him. Are you my son?
Yes.
Oh, damn it.
My mom loves you.
Oh, oops, ow. Mikhail, what do you say?
Historically.
All right. Well, that's so sad. I get very upset because when we named my son, just to cut to a personal topic for a second, my wife and I thought we'd give him a really special name. We're from mixed communities, and it was difficult to get one name which sort of, Indians do this all the time when they're mixed. So we found this Mikhail Gorbachev. I'm a big fan of, I believe he's the greatest politician of the last 50 years.
Me too.
He changed the world, no question about that.
Yep.
So named him specifically. And I said, we are the ones who did it and all that. And then slowly out of the woodworks, I'm finding more and more Mikhails who are older than my Mikhail. So it means that we are not the pioneers.
And my parents misspelled my name. They wanted to name me Mikhail, but didn't work out.
And it's now more Mikhail, is it?
Mikhail,
But that's
yes.
just like North Indian for Mikhail. Oh,
Fair
Mikhail.
enough.
Kya haal hai? Mikhail, let me just... Mikhail. So how do you prefer?
Mikhail.
Mikhail? You
Whatever,
don't care anymore?
I don't care. I
You've
tell
given
people
up.
Vishal when I call people's houses because no one can pronounce my name.
Listen, we've got to talk about this, man. What's wrong with our country?
Seriously.
Nobody wants to try hard enough to learn somebody's name.
True.
Even my name, which is fairly simple for Parsis to say. Anyone else is like Simon, Saleh, Saibal. It just goes on.
What to do?
And this Mikhail is the easiest name in the world.
It is.
What happens when they have a Asambhao or something like that? It's just ridiculous. Okay, Mikhail, very interesting. Mikhail, very interesting story. Is there a pet name? Mickey?
Miku.
Miku? Mika if you're Bihari?
Yes.
Okay. So Miku, you're the founder of Francesco's Pizzeria. I'll just quickly give them a little lowdown on you. You were born and brought up in Mumbai, India, which is almost a curse these days.
Yes.
Having gone through Ganpati Visarjan once again,
Yeah.
both of us. You studied at the University of Windsor, which I have no knowledge about. I knew there's a hotel called Windsor.
It's called Windsorpur. There are more Indians there in Canada.
Windsorpur, is it?
Yeah, there are more Indians there than...
What? Why?
I met more North Indians in Canada than
Are
I
you-
ever did.
Oh man,
Bangladeshis, Pakistanis.
this stereotype and cliche is true, is it?
It's absolutely
You
true.
left South Bombay
Yeah.
and left into the arms of
Yeah.
more Asians.
Exactly.
In faraway Canada. Okay, we'll come to all that. And apart from the pizzeria venture, you also help with the family business. Oh, with manufacture and export textile. Which brings me to the Rajani surname.
Yes.
Because my father, one of his closest friends was a Rajani, and they were also textile tycoons, but the business sort of went through ups and downs.
Okay.
So are you related to Sunil Rajani at all?
No.
Srichand Rajani?
Maybe.
Can I spend the whole day
I don't
naming
spend,
names?
I don't spend much time
Wow.
keeping in touch with relatives. But
This is
maybe.
good to know. So you launched out from what is normally textile business families from 30, 40 years ago are very tight about the business and you don't go anywhere. It's almost like
Couldn't handle
mafia.
it. Couldn't handle it.
So you're like the black sheep. We'll come to
Yes.
that as well. You're launching Mandala. We'll come to that. And now we have to go back and start in the beginning to understand your entire life, sir.
Okay.
So before Windsor, what was Mikhail Rajani like growing up?
I was in boarding school in Kodaikanal
Oops.
where, I loved it though. Best 2 years of my life.
Really?
Yeah.
You spent only 2 years of doing a 10-year course?
Yeah, I spent
You're a
through
really
it.
smart guy.
Teachers were like, get out. But yeah, so
Which 2 years was your last
my
school?
11th and 12th grade after I finished in Bombay International School in Bombay.
Oh, my kids are Bombay International.
Yeah.
So he's not even the first Mikhail in Bombay International.
No.
I hate you, man.
Don't tell
I
him.
can't believe this.
There should be no association with my name in that school.
Degrees of separation.
Yep.
Oops. Ouch. All right. Why you didn't enjoy yourself in BIS?
I don't know. Actually, it's a very good school. Your kids are there. It's great.
No, come on. I'm not a big fan of South Bombay schools. I'm sick of them.
Because they used to my teachers had a very closed world opinion when I was in school, at least.
I thought
I used to always get tanned for opening my mouth or asking a question.
that's terrible.
Yep.
How can they be so fascist in this
Exactly.
day and age?
Yep.
So young Mikhail stroke Miku was Rajani was trying to open his mouth and
Yes.
was told to keep
Yeah,
quiet.
yeah.
Can you give us an example of your
Yeah,
free
so
thought?
I was in my economics class once, and my teacher was like, "Give me an example of seasonal unemployment." So I was like, "Santa Claus," and she told me to get out of the
You should have
classroom.
been a comedian.
She
What the
told
hell
me
is this
to-
pizza thing?
She told me get out of the classroom, call the principal. The whole class was
Are you
laughing.
kidding me?
But when I went to Cody in my Alan Glanville economics textbook, the example of seasonal unemployment is Santa Claus. I think she died, but
Are
I would
you
have sent her a copy of it for sure to see that.
That's a really interesting
Yeah,
story.
Yep.
Art imitating life, or rather life imitating
Yeah.
art. Do you remember the teacher's name?
Yeah, Madhumita.
I think she's still there.
She's a dinosaur. I doubt she's still there.
My
but
God, you're calling all these people names. My kids are still in. I have to face them.
I was hoping that one day, 10 years later, I can send her a message somewhere.
Just send her a free pizza, man. No, bury the hatchet. It's
Fair
a big
enough.
deal.
I'm sorry, Madhumita.
Why are you sorry? You don't have to be sorry. You just send her the pizza.
Yeah.
No,
Alright.
I know. But I get what you're saying. I think in South Mumbai schools, I can't speak for the entire country, but definitely in South Mumbai schools, sometimes there's this factory-oriented thinking.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's get factory kids out. The
Exactly.
same type, the same look, the same cliche.
Yep.
And they marry and intermingle in the same 4-5 schools and die.
Exactly.
There's no worldview whatsoever. Santa Claus, be damned. I don't mean that in a bad way. I've got Catholic blood myself, but what the hell. Let's get back to you. So you were in VIS. You didn't have the best of times there.
Yeah, not really.
It's a small school, and they have this one little place to play football.
Exactly.
They have just one sport.
30 kids in a class. You get bored of them in 12 years.
It's
How
almost
many is
incestuous,
that?
no?
Exactly.
You know, everybody inside out.
My class had only 9 girls and 21 guys. So
Oh boy,
it
those are
was
not good odds.
Extremely boisterous.
Yeah. So where were you on the picking order?
I had a girlfriend.
You had a
Not bad.
girlfriend?
Yeah.
From outside BIS? or
No,
inside?
no, from inside.
Ah, so
One of
quite the incestuous
there were
comeback yourself. Huh?
2 cute girls in the class. They got a little lucky. Huh?
Yeah. Those were good days then. Don't complain,
Not
Mr.
good.
Santa. All right, so let's fast forward. At this point, textile business is your background. The parents.
I worked for a year and a half. I couldn't handle it. Sitting in the factories, ruling over
But
so many
before
people.
you went to Cody and all that,
Yeah.
there was no sense of doing anything else with your life. In your mind, you were going
I
to be
never thought I was going to be in my parents probably thought I would, but I never thought I would ever be in the textile business. I always wanted to do different stuff. I love food, hotels, restaurants. I
Was
always
that on your
wanted-
radar? Or?
Yeah, always. And Cody, because in boarding school we got to cook ourselves a lot. So that's where I actually ever
So it looks like you
started.
blossomed in Cody.
Yes.
Those 2 years.
Yeah.
A lot of people have a small time in their life where they seem to suddenly grow
If
from.
you ask any kid from Cody who's graduated from there, they'll all tell you the same thing. The best years of their lives.
But why?
It's
Just the
a very
freedom?
liberal school. It's
But being away from the parents makes a difference. What do you
yeah,
think?
I did. And plus it was liberal. It was no uniforms. You could wear what you wanted. There were kids from around the world over there. It's a 120-year-old school, first IB school in India.
Right.
So they've been doing this thing since a long time.
I'm a big fan of wear anything you want. I don't understand the whole uniform
exactly,
culture.
Exactly.
It's not the army, you know.
Exactly.
Why? Again,
You're a kid. They should have a
express
chance to
yourself.
exactly.
In fact, I would take it further. Wear nothing. You know, if you want to, just
Yeah.
wear nothing.
Sure.
Patanjali ki jai.
Yeah.
Isn't that the right Baba Ramdev message that I want to send? By the way, he's coming up with
plug.
Swadeshi jeans. Tell your parents, tell your family members, be warned. You've got competition. Swadeshi jeans.
Hope-
Skin tight jeans for people who practice
Mr.
yoga.
Ramdev, if you're listening, we manufacture jeans as well in India. Please get in touch.
Yeah, do a tie-up. Do a
Yeah,
tie-up. He
sure.
can model them as well.
Yeah.
Okay, we digress. Let's get back. So, Cody, let's talk a little bit about Cody and then we'll get into your entire life and future and obviously the pizza. But did you have a awakening moment in Cody that food is going to be your life or anything like that?
No, not really. I mean, we always talked about it. On an amazing
Did you
restaurant
cook? You
one
said
day.
you cook,
Yeah,
so-
we used to cook pretty much every evening after school. A lot of pastas, using soup packets and making do with all ingredients around the place. It was fun. I enjoyed it a lot at that time.
So you were one of the guys who was right in the middle of it when it comes
Yeah,
to
yeah.
cooking. There's
I was
call
more
Mikhail, he'll do it.
in the eating part of it more than
enough,
the
no.
cooking. But yeah, I was always involved around the food.
No,
He
but
would always-
having lived with guys in America myself, and there's always one guy you trust after some reason. It's like the mom, in a sense that because he can cook, so you want to push that guy. So
Oddly
you're that
enough,
guy.
my whole group was quite into the food. So we had one guy whose mom would supply us with all the best ingredients from Bangalore regularly. That was his role. Some guys who knew their
So he's the
meats,
smuggler.
some guy who knew their pastas. So we spread out the duties, but we used to have elaborate feasts every day, 10 times better than what the school was serving for sure.
And after vegetarian Bombay International,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
finally got your freedom.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
eat.
If you always say you like the food because moms cook it, right? Oh, it's very good, auntie, very good. But it's quite shit.
No, they're very nice at Bombay International.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they won't let you serve non-veg food.
They're cheaping out also.
Yeah.
They make the moms cook, right? Get
They
a
make the
chef,
moms,
yaar.
moms have to cook together. It's
Yeah,
almost like
exactly.
being in some refugee camp.
Exactly.
You see 5 sweaty moms and
Yep.
their lives are passing them by,
Yeah.
and ungrateful kids are going, oh shit, not this food
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
It's just so painful for everyone.
I agree.
So Cody freed you and gave
Yes.
you that lift, but you're still what, 16, 17 when you finish?
Yeah, I
18?
was 18 when I graduated.
18, and you come back and join the textile business.
No, I went to Canada. I went to university.
Straight away?
Yeah, straight away.
So in between, you've done a year with the dad, is it? With the
No,
family?
after when I came back from college.
Okay, so let's go in sequence. So you go to how do you end up in Windsor?
Windsorpur.
Windsorpur.
I googled universities in Canada. I never was the academic types. My school guidance counselor told me you've got admission
Avoid
into
America,
3
go for
shit.
Canada.
She told me you've gone to 3 shit colleges. Canada's cheaper than America. So I googled Windsor, and you can see the Detroit skyline when you Google Windsor because
God.
it's on that side of the border. So I was like, oh, it looks like a big
So
town.
almost America.
Yeah, it looked like Detroit, but actually the tallest
frankly-
building in Windsor is like four floors, and you can see Detroit in the background. That was why I
Although
chose.
if you want to have a connect with America, you don't want Detroit to be the connect.
Yeah,
but
exactly. It's the hood. It's
Yeah.
scary.
So you chose almost by default Windsor, is it?
Yes.
And you had no idea what this university was about,
My room when I reached, there was a graveyard outside.
where they buried the students.
Yeah, probably.
And come on, tell us about that experience. A lot of Indians. You
Yeah, it was a blur. I was quite messed up for a few years over there. I barely went to class, but it was a lot of fun. We started working there as well. Used to organize these desi nights and parties, and always
What a
working
come
and
down. You
hustling.
go to Canada and everybody looks like you.
Yeah, exactly. It was very
You're paying
depressing.
good money. What the
It was
hell?
very, very depressing. Yeah, but it was fun though. I met a lot of cartoons in my life.
Yeah.
And had a good time
You
over
had
there.
it bad, man. BIS and Cody, then
Yeah.
Windsorpur.
Yeah,
I mean,
Windsorpur.
you need
Seriously.
pizzas for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I think I started learning really after I left college, about life.
Okay, so while you're in there, as most students do, did you start doing other things to earn money? Well, what would you do?
Yeah, we used to. Shit.
Come on.
We used to organize these.
Rave parties.
Yeah, not raves. More like
Where drugs were
one of my
involved.
cousins from Toronto knew this famous DJ who used to do Punjabi hip hop mixes.
So first you say famous DJ, then you say Punjabi
In
hip-hop.
the in the in
What
the
in Canada, what the hell are you saying?
in the community over there, in the Punjabi community there, we used to bring him down to Windsor and have these jams, get beer really cheap from this duty-free guy on the border with America. So we used to make some money
So
doing
it sounds
that.
like India, man. You sound like you're in Delhi and Haryana.
Exactly.
To me, it sounds
I used to
exactly.
use truck drivers, Punjabi truck
And they
drivers who were
sound the
going
same.
across to
And
get.
they sound the same.
They are worse than
Is
over
it?
here as well.
Amazing.
Yep.
Did you ever bump into my good friend Russell Peters, the Canadian
Russell.
phenomenon?
Yeah, I saw him live once.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Was he fun?
He's okay.
But you had enough
his
of
jokes.
Indians.
I've seen
You
all
know-
of his jokes
Yeah.
already. He's not.
And besides, you don't want any more Indianness. I can see you
Yeah.
trying to escape from all that.
I love India, but
So rave parties and things like that. You're just a regular guy having a good time in college.
Yeah.
Let's now graduate to the food thing. So
Yeah.
at some point, your mind is
yeah,
I have to earn
so,
money, right?
Yeah, so I worked
What do you graduate in?
business honors in business
Why?
administration. Sindhi boss, you got to do it.
You had to keep daddy happy.
Yeah,
is it?
exactly.
Yeah.
So finished that off. Came back, worked at this event company called 70
Yeah.
Event Group. Yeah.
Oh, I've done some shows. They always
Yeah.
late with payment. Were you one of those guys?
Yeah.
Involved in the
that's where they put the Sindhis.
Yeah,
Payment
absolutely.
Sambalo.
It will come. It will come.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, worked there for a year, got a lot of experience, learned.
Why did you
what-
choose an event company though?
No direction in life, what to do, where to go. My
Again,
aunt knew
default. Your
someone
whole
there.
life
They're
is
like,
default.
yeah, go there.
Yeah, yes, default.
Yeah, I had
Cody
no idea
default.
what to do. I was like, I wish I took a year off after Cody to figure stuff out. But anyway, went. 70 was amazing. They work you like a dog over there.
But events is not fun. You work all night. You
Yeah,
have to
exactly.
stay till the end
I
of
could
it.
take a dentist appointment for like a year and a half
can
when I was
imagine.
working there. But it was a great experience.
You're like an
so-
investment banker without the money.
Yep.
Just working
Exactly.
these long hours.
Exactly. So finished that off. Then worked with my dad. Felt like killing myself working in the factories for some time. then I decided I'm going to follow my
Are there other
passions.
brothers? Are there other siblings?
I have a
sisters?
younger sister, yeah.
Is she involved?
No, she's Goldman Sachs, finance geek,
Do your
class
parents
president.
have they done DNA testing on both the children?
They let me go because they have one child they're proud of. So they're like,
Fair
you
enough.
can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And so after...
So let's events company, you give it a try, then you
Yeah.
can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
Go back to daddy,
Yeah.
you try that, and you know this is really not your thing.
yeah, so then I went to Italy to...
By now you're what, 20?
I was 21, 22.
So now the
by
parents
then.
are getting worried.
Yeah, क्या होने वाला है बेटे के
We
साथ?
named him Mikhail after
Yeah,
Gorbachev.
that
Who
was
ran
my
a whole
first
world,
mistake.
literally.
Yeah. So then I went to Italy. I want to get in the wine business. I thought there was a good opportunity. We have a couple of Italian customers for the textile business who told us,
Right.
bring in some
Now,
good
one
wine.
minute, when you say Italian, you don't mean like a Vaswani or a Motwani, no?
No.
Because
Like,
sometimes we misunderstand. Our Hindi cousins are Italian, but
a legit Armani type guy. So,
Armani sounds more Sindhi than Italian
I
to
tell
me,
everyone he's Sindhi. I tell everyone he's Sindhi.
Yeah.
No, so I had some good contacts in Italy for the wine business. Went there, worked on a vineyard over there, fell in love with Italy in general. It's an amazing country. People really know how to live and enjoy life over there.
laid back, is
Yeah,
it?
laid back. They like take pride and passion in every ingredient and
So it was
food. they
Cody with
eat.
better looking people.
Much better looking people, yes. Yeah, so enjoyed. I was working on a vineyard over there, then I worked on a vineyard in Germany for some time.
What kind of paradox is that, working on a vineyard? I mean, if you're a drinker
plucking
and someone
grapes,
puts you on a
boss.
vineyard,
Yeah.
I mean, really?
It was amazing. It was
It's like working in a butcher shop. I'd be like, I'd really be, every 5 minutes microwave.
in Europe, it's very automated and also it's not really hard labor. You got to drive something or
There you go.
push something.
You really stamp on
automated.
grapes and all? Is that it?
Yeah, they had pits and all where they actually do that, and for some special reserve wines and all, they actually do still do it the old way.
Which
It
is feet on grape.
yes,
which
they
is-
sucker some people to pay more
Yeah.
for that. So yeah,
That's why grape sounds like that other awful word. Grape! Grape! Yeah. So then, why didn't that work out? Looks like you were happy.
Also,
you
I
found your people.
brought a container down. I learned a lot about wine. I imported some wine, figured out how to navigate our
Dad
lovely
was happy.
Indian.
Dad was happy with this
No,
because no daru business so far in the
yeah,
family.
yeah, no. But there was an opportunity at the time. There was no good wine,
And wine has grown, hasn't it, in India?
Not really. See, the 160% duty on importing wine. Plus, the moment I decided to give up the wine business was I did a elaborate tasting for this guy who just opened a wine bar in Bombay. But opened about 15, 16 bottles for him. Walked him through every single, wine, this, that. And then at the end of it, I had one Merlot, which is a special reserve, which is about 4,500 rupees a bottle. And another Merlot, which is a regular one for 1,500. And the special reserve, the guy in the vineyard used to actually sing to the plants and,
you
with a
serious?
tiny scissor cut off each thing. Beautiful grapes. It was really good wine.
He would sing to the plants so they grow, they blossom better.
He used to
What?
get other professional singers also to come and sing to the...
What a gig for a singer, man.
Yeah.
मेरे पास कोई audience
Yeah.
audience नहीं है
Yeah,
मगर
exactly.
मिल गया एक plant
Yes.
यार.
So then this guy, after making him taste these two wines, he's like, अरे ये भी Merlot है, ये भी Merlot है. Price में इतना फर्क क्यों है? I said, boss, I cannot do this business anymore. If a guy
Are you
is
saying
opening
our
a
taste
wine...
buds are not sophisticated enough to enjoy wine correctly?
Yeah, if a guy was opening a wine bar, I can't tell the difference
Discerning
between so I was like, how am I going to explain it to
May
everyone
we
else?
ask who the wine bar owner was?
No, man,
Oh,
I
come on.
can't, no.
Give us an address. There are not that many. Come on.
Ivy.
Wait, what? Ivy? What did he say? We can replay it. We can replay it 10 times. We have it on record.
Yeah.
We'll replay it. We'll zoom it up.
Maybe that's the name of the place. Huh?
Come on, bro.
I can't
Give
remember.
us a
It was
name.
years ago. I drank a lot of wine that
He
day.
couldn't tell the difference between the 1500 and the 4500 wine.
Yeah, he's like, ये भी Merlot है, ये भी Merlot है. क्या फर्क है? So I
Raised
said,
on DSP whiskey, is it? This guy.
this can't do this. Can't deal with. Can't sell to people in
Okay.
India yet. So I stopped
Okay, now
doing
you've
that.
had a few false starts. I'm sure the parents were getting worried.
Yeah.
Because
So then after that I went to Hong Kong.
this is the Sindhi story.
Yeah.
The legacy continues.
This is where it goes to next level Sindhiness.
Uncle Mohan ko phone kiya?
Yeah,
Daddy
so literally. So I had a family friend in Hong Kong who owns a couple of hotels and restaurants. So he put me in the kitchen over there. I wanted to learn the restaurant business. So I was working literally in the kitchens, washing dishes, cleaning the bathroom, running the place, running a cafe over there. I was there for 6-7 months. Had a great experience.
When you say running the cafe, as in you took over as a manager?
People keep quitting in the restaurant
you
business.
got promoted.
I got promoted in 4 months. I was running the place. I had the keys
From
and
bathroom
everything.
cleaner
From
to,
bathroom cleaner
management.
To, yes, Sam Sindhi. I knew the owner
great.
also.
I think that's great
They
growth.
pushed me up, and same salary they were paying me
Never
as a
mention
bathroom
nepotism in
cleaner.
Indians. This is not important. The point is you went from the bathroom and you're in the management.
Yes, correct.
What is the name of the restaurant?
Cafe O.
And it was like a nouvelle, everything,
Yeah.
mixed cuisine
Very
thing.
nice. It was a very international cafe. They had pizzas and stuff on the menu.
And it's very thriving economy. You'll have customers all the time. It's a global sort of following that comes there. It's not like one type.
Yeah. Hong Kong's an amazing place.
So it's a good city to learn, I'm saying.
Great. And very hardworking people there as well. Like, the Chinese have great work ethic.
The Chinese and the Sindhis are
and
pretty
it's,
safe.
And it's very similar to India also. You know, the type of people that work and how to get things done operationally and all. So I learned a lot from there. I always wanted to open a big restaurant, but then after seeing how a restaurant like that worked, I thought we'll start with one product.
But you don't have equity in this restaurant. You're working in the restaurant.
In Hong Kong?
In Hong Kong.
Yeah, I was just working there.
Sorry, I interrupted you. So then?
So then I came back. I decided I was ready, had enough experience to start something on my own. Started really small at Kemp's Corner. We started the first Francesco's about 4.5 years ago.
Okay, so now I need you to stop. We have to take a break because when we come back, we'll talk about Francesco's and the growth after that.
Yeah, sure.
Because as we just go into that one last question, while you're working in Hong Kong in the restaurant, how are your parents doing? Are they now okay with this? Or?
Yeah, they're fine. Because they knew I was slaving away, washing dishes, waking up at 5 a.m. to get there. So they were happy as long as
there was work happening.
My parents are very supportive. Honestly, they've always...
they found there was no other option.
Yeah, basically.
This boy is going to do his own thing. We just support him and hope for the best.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we'll take a break, and then when we come back, we'll find out how the man who destroyed Santa Claus for Bombay International School is today one proud owner of a thriving business in the pizza world.
Hi, I'm May, and I'm a huge fan of the indie music scene in our country. A scene that's relatively underground, even though it sometimes speaks its head overground. But there's no shortage of talent, and I get the privilege of interviewing some of the most awesome musicians on my show. I've had the likes of Euphoria, Krish Kale, Hardcore, Randolph Correa. I've had singer-songwriters, folk singers, electronic music producers, playback singers, rappers, fusion artists, instrumentalists, classical musicians, and so on. Whether mainstream or not, these people have chosen to release their original music, and these are the people currently shaping the direction in which our music scene is heading. Join me on my show every Monday and tune in to discover the unique talent coming out of India today. You can catch Made in India on your favorite podcasting app or our very own IVM podcast app.
Right here with Mikhail Rajani, shares the same name as my son and also the same surname as a family friend. God, India is such a funny country, man. We're all the same. It's amazing. Okay, Mikhail, we've reached a point in your life where you've got the experience of restaurant. I think by now you know in your mind you want to be a restaurateur or a food guy.
Friends and family live, so at least I get some support. They have to order from me when I start. Yeah. So Kemp's Corner got a good place and started as a tiny place. Started as a delivery outlet. It was... after we rented the place, it took me, I think, 5-6 months before we opened because the place was ready, but still learning how to do everything, working on recipes, training staff. It was fun. The whole family, started doing this as a side job as well because it's a lot of fun eating food all the time.
But technically you've not worked in a pizza joint, have you?
No, but the cafe I worked in Hong Kong had pizzas
on the menu. But this is a whole different deal because this is all about delivery. This is all about fighting.
Exactly.
So, look, I'm just talking aloud here because we're all food lovers. And to be serious for a second, it's amazing why another pizza guy would come into the business, which is already inundated in Mumbai and in South Mumbai with 10,000 pizza.
But when I started, it wasn't. When I started 5 years ago, I was the only other pizzeria. There was Domino's, there was Pizza Hut,
Captain Jack's, Smoking Joe's, Domino's.
So that's what I realized, that a lot of the pizzas that were there in the market were these big chain pizzerias, which they have big central kitchens where they make everything. 30
minutes delivery and Paresh Rawal on a scooter. It never happens.
Yeah. And basically, I like good food. I always liked having fresh ingredients, fresh produce. I've traveled a lot. I love eating real soul food, which hasn't been factory done up and
straight from the hand.
Yes,
and from the
good
plant.
Produce. I like
the plant that you sang to.
Even if it's a pizza, the guy should go every morning, pick fresh vegetables, get what's best for the restaurant on that any given day. I like food like that.
How does the customer know all this?
It's up to people over time figure it out. If you have good taste buds, if you like how your body feels after you eat some food, the next day you've eaten something good. And people have become foodies now in Bombay. Everyone is a food critic, food expert. The amount of advice I hear being in this business
I think pizza, you must getting people giving you their opinions all the time.
Everyone's an expert. Everyone's an expert. Everyone loves pizza.
Everybody's mother and father make bloody pizzas at home.
Everyone has visited many pizzerias, which they keep telling me about all over the world. So, yeah.
So you have to just quietly say, yes, you're right.
Yes. Sometimes you get some good pearls, out of something, but mostly
Speaking of good pearls, this name Francesco and also this research that we've done tells us that you have some Italian contacts. So I want to ask you, is it like the mafia? which is
Yes.
terrible, a stereotypical way of
Yes.
getting into this whole discussion.
Yes.
But more importantly, you did spend a year in Italy.
Yeah.
So did that come to some sort of benefit for you?
It did, of course, because you understand the real deal. So when I started Francesco's, I wanted to make authentic Italian pizzas the way they do in Italy.
What the hell is this word authentic?
So it's basically a very simple pizza. They use 5-6 basic ingredients. There's tomatoes, flour, water, olive oil, basil. That's it. They don't put anything else. It's a very
Cheese?
clean cheese, mozzarella. Shit, I
Oh,
forgot.
brother, you take out my cheese.
And,
Give
some
me no, I
mozzarella.
don't want no giant pizza.
Yeah, so that's all there is on a pizza over there. And all the produce is very important. So each ingredient has to be really good. The flour, the cheese, the tomatoes.
Without sounding racist,
Yes.
and I'm not taking names,
Yeah.
but let's say Smoking Joe's or Captain Jack, since you push me, these many of these outlets that are there, Pizza Express, how do you compare them with this typical pizza that you probably ate a lot of times? In which city were you in Italy?
In Bassano in the north.
Let me
And-
pretend like I know it.
yeah.
Somewhere near Venice.
It's where grappa is made. You know the drink?
Of
Yeah.
course.
So that's why Bassano del
doesn't?
Grappa. Diesel is from there.
Diesel, as in-
Renzo Rosso, the guy who owns Diesel. He
Diesel
lives there.
jeans.
Yes.
I was thinking of getting a discount on my van.
Patanjali's competition is living there. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the difference? I hear this word authentic, which we're trying to bring this up all the time. Everybody says, it doesn't taste like a New York pizza, it doesn't taste like an
Yeah.
Italian pizza. When we talk of Indian pizzas, so what is the difference? Is there?
So basically we're getting there. We're trying to make an authentic pizza the way they do over there, and we're doing taste tests. And at the same time, I always felt we had to maintain really good ingredients, but make it for people over here.
So do you import the stuff from there? In terms
Some
of
things like I get the tomatoes from Italy because the tomatoes in India are very sour, and the Italian tomatoes are really sweet. And that's the
BJP
only
government, please listen.
Yes.
Tomatoes in India are very sour. Achhe din kabhi aayenge. We need to have
Please
sweeter
take
tomatoes.
it up at a high cabinet level. It's
Yes.
important.
Well, we had an Italian in charge a little before that now, Those days are gone. Huh.
Bring her back
With the tomatoes.
with the tomatoes. Yeah.
But these are small things. It's like the
Small
scotch
things.
in whiskey, the water rather in
Yeah.
Scotland, which they say is the dominating factor in making a great scotch.
Yeah.
So is that the same thing? You think it's just
It
the
is.
ingredients?
It is. But see, the world is moving now towards eating fresher and better produce. But certain things, I wish I could get a local tomato. I keep tapping these farmers all over the place who I know. Send me some tomatoes you've been growing. They try growing the same varieties, but till I get a product that I feel is as good as what we're getting from Sicily right now, it's not
Hey, you said it, Sicily.
Yeah.
The Mafia Connect is there again.
direct,
Yeah.
straight from the Godfather.
So it's amazing. What you're trying to tell us out here is to get the pizza to taste like an Italian pizza, you need Italy itself.
But our pizzas don't actually taste like Italian pizza because when we did taste tests, most people liked a slightly more spicier sauce,
Yeah.
more crispy base.
I mean, and then you have things like chicken tikka on the
yeah.
pizza. And all.
That is
Just-
one thing I swore I would never do, and
Because,
I never have.
it's just, I want to use the word bastardized,
Yeah.
but this localization goes to a point where it becomes perverse. Am I right?
Yeah. My staff still every day tell me, sir, today it's time to put on the chicken
But
tikka
how will you
pizza.
not do that? Because that's what people want.
Yeah, it's okay. They can eat the other stuff. We have enough chatpata stuff on the menu, which is spicy and flavorful and good. They can eat that. But that was one thing which I said I would never put the paneer tikka and the chicken tikka on pizzas.
Okay,
and
so
I haven't done it.
coming back then for a second to the name and the connect with the guys in Italy. So you had some partner, is it?
Yeah, I mean, in the textile business, we export a lot of garments to Italy. So I knew this guy called
And they pay you in
Francesco.
pizza?
Yes, in sauce and
Red
cheese.
shirt plays.
Yes. Yeah, barter system.
Yeah.
It's taking over the barter economy. Anyway, so his name is Francesco, and he helped me a lot. He's a avid cook and loves food, and he helped me a lot with developing the recipe and the menus and stuff. And when we were thinking of names, it was between VIP, which is very Italian pizzas, for the bling types.
Yeah, but coming,
South
you know, I mean,
Bombay.
you know how strong the
We were
brand
gonna
is,
put-
VIP?
We were going to put gold, gold.
I can see so many
logos
guys
and
coming to your
stuff.
shop and saying, I want blue bag.
Exactly. So we were thinking of tapping into that. Couldn't think of a good name. And then he was sitting in front of me. I was like, you have a nice name. So let's call it Francesco, since he helped a lot.
And is he part of the venture or he's just advisor and then
Just
you
stole
move
his
on?
name for free, basically.
Good.
And-
Don't give equity to the Goras. We're racist here. What are you,
Exactly.
nuts? No
Log kya
MNC
kahenge?
is going to grow like that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move a little bit now into. So you had the one outlet somewhere in Kemps Corner area, and
Yeah.
then what happened next? It started
So
doing
it was
well.
doing well. It started doing really well. Picked up deliveries. People, we have the best feeling is when you have regular customers. The people who we have
And
a
you're
guy.
looking for the discerning taste lover who wants to eat what you
See,
think
we
is.
do. Yeah. See, I do very. For me, it's very honest
Can you
food.
name the pizzas? Sorry to interrupt again, but give me an idea.
So we have my best-selling pizza is a peri peri paneer pizza.
Peri is chicken, right?
No, we have a peri peri paneer. Peri peri is an African spice. Peri peri.
Oh.
So
I
it's,
thought it was Bengali for very. This is obviously not. Yeah.
yeah, maybe that confuses people to order it. But yeah, so that's like my best-selling pizza, which I never wanted to have on the menu, but my chef who was developing
I
the
hope you're
menu.
learning something from this.
Yes, I have learned a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't trust my own taste buds anymore.
That's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. Yes.
Yeah.
You may be right in terms of sophistication, but wrong in terms of market.
So I don't. I always go on what people say. So I do a big tasting, whatever the numbers are. If 80% of the people like it, we go for it. If they don't, then we don't put it on the menu.
Is there a certain market for pizza? Is it more like a young person? Because I don't think that's
No,
true.
it's not true. It's
Yeah.
see, it's a niche market. There's so many pizzerias. It goes on to a particular taste. Like I just might like a particular type of pizza, so I'm going to eat it.
So
and
you're
you
saying
realize
it's like a drink almost, where you basically
Yeah.
get hooked onto
Yeah.
this taste that comes from such and such a pizza, and that's your thing.
And we do very honest food. So we literally, I send my guys in the morning to get the vegetables themselves, pick out the good stuff. We get our yeast comes from Japan. Our tomatoes come from
Let
Italy.
me tell you something. Japan is in the East. Please know your geography. Ignore that. Yeah, sorry to cut you off there, but I want to fit in everything as fast as we can. Then after that, you've gotten a lot of fame, and you've got a few others coming up.
I mean, we opened one in Bandra. We opened one in Phoenix Mills at Lower Parel about 2
so
years
now
ago.
you're a proper chain.
Yeah, so in Phoenix Mills is a sit-down restaurant as well, and we do deliveries from
More
there.
than pizza or just pizza?
We have an Italian menu, so we have pastas, pizzas, desserts, waffles. We invented a waffle, which, you know, the cronut, which was there in New
Yeah,
York.
yeah.
So I invented something called the brofel, which is a mix between a brownie and a waffle, which is, I love it. Like, it's really good.
So if an Indian man marries an Italian girl,
Exactly.
brownie and a waffle,
Yeah.
I'm getting it.
Yeah, even actually the creatives we made
your
for that was
layers
like
of thinking on this, brother.
cartoon porno. It was like making a waffle and a
You got
brownie.
me. I'm
Yeah.
interested in the business already. Yeah, so you've got franchises, is it, all over?
No, they're
Or it's
mine.
all yours?
No, it's just 3 we have. We
Only
open in
Mumbai, or are you going outside Mumbai as well now?
So far in Bombay, we want to open a couple of more here because we need to maintain a good quality and
Fair
be
enough.
around the place.
Also, you're launching a new place now called Mandala. Now let's talk
Yes.
about that for...
Yeah. So
a second.
Mandala is basically more of a passion project for me.
Should we let the Nelson Mandela joke go, or should we get into it? How do you want to do that? How do you want to play
I
it?
can't think of a good one. So if
Because
you
I spent
wanna
5 minutes with my producer
embarrass the
discussing
guy.
with whether it's Mandala or Mandela. But it just went away from Italy for a second, so it didn't make any
Mandala
sense.
is a symbol basically, which is there
In Italian?
No, it's a Buddhist, Islamic,
Okay, now
Christian
you're
symbol.
scaring the hell out of me. I don't know where you're coming from. You were in Sicily last night, looked, and now
So
next
it's a
thing
different brand. It's,
Now
I
you're a
love
Buddhist guy with some name which we don't
I
understand.
love food, you know, so this is a different brand. And being in this business, I realize that people, every time I'm sitting with people on the dining table, they're like, oh, I can't eat cheese, I can't eat bread, I'm on gluten-free, vegan, etc., etc. And I always wanted to do something which is farm to fork. I love any food which comes directly from a farm or from the source itself. Like the vegetables in the house now we get are organic, and I just like it. I prefer the taste. I prefer eating local myself. So we decided to start. I thought there's an opportunity right now. Everyone keeps telling me I wish there was a healthy option. So Mandala is basically an all organic, no GMOs.
Where is this going to be?
So it's a delivery brand. We're starting
Okay.
it from Lower Parel first, so you get it there. Then
Organic food at your doorstep.
not just organic food, it's real food. It's all sourced to plate and farm to fork. So we'll tell you where every single ingredient comes from. The milk, the cheese, all made by locally made, locally
So let me
sourced.
understand this. I asked for X dish.
Yeah.
And then you will tell me the breakup of X dish.
If you want
and you
to
will tell
know.
me how it will be produced.
Not
and
how
what-
it will be produced. You'll know where all the ingredients are coming from. I'll tell you that these vegetables have come from these farms over here, which are certified organic farmers. We lab test the vegetables every month, so there's no chemicals, no pesticides on it. The cheese comes from a guy who's
But do
making
people
it.
really care about all this?
See, I don't.
I only care about how cheap it is.
See, I care, so I feel like people should care what you eat because if you, I've seen how the vegetables and stuff which we eat in Bombay are made and painted and colored and chemical dyed, and it's disgusting. Like you shouldn't do
It's
that.
also something to do.
I guess it's like holy year round for these guys, but
My question here is, everything is farm to fork, as you said, and it's
Yeah.
beautifully done. And I'm
Yeah.
sure, as we go into the next generation,
biodegradable packaging.
biodegradable, it's going to become
Yeah.
par for the course. They're going to
Yeah.
be very careful about all this, the next generation and,
Yeah.
and so on. But what about the delivery boy? How clean is he?
I make him
He's an
bathe,
Indian, end of the day.
bathe with neem leaves.
I want to see that. I want to see him farm to fork. I want to see how he got up, when he did his ablutions,
Bring
what
that-
he used, what soap, how he was washed and cleansed, and whether his hands have gloves on them when he's delivering the stuff.
So it's real food, it's the best we can get. If something we can't source organic, we'll get the ingredient which we think is the next best substitute.
But this involves a whole factory of people working under you now.
Yes.
Yeah?
I started with around a team of 10. Now we have 75 people.
So hopefully you've put some of the pizza parlors out of business. Hence those guys need work and now they work for you at Mandala.
Yeah.
No Nelson before that, by the way.
Nelson. Yeah.
You must have got that a lot by now.
Yep.
Yes.
You're not told anyone, actually. You're the first person I'm telling about Mandala launching on
Oh, really?
October 1st.
Then how do we know?
Because they told me. I answered that email myself, so I was like...
But normally when they answer the email, it's a more egotistical answer. Yours is quite to the point, one line. It's almost like a...
My wife was on the phone next to me in the car. I was like messaging...
It's like the worst Miss India contestant ever. You're the one with low self-esteem. It's one of those, yeah. I am okay looking. At best.
Yes.
All right, listen, you've been wonderful, Mikhail, and I think all good at the moment for you and probably going to get even better. I live in a world where pizzas, I think, should be, given to everybody. We're a thin country and I think we should eat more.
Your son will get a discount on namesake.
On namesake and school.
Yes, and school.
He suffered as you have suffered.
School,
the
shit,
same mother's vegetarian cooking.
Poor
the same,
guy. Free
the same
food
teachers.
for him for life, yes.
Hold back your thought.
Yes.
And of course, we're not sending him to...
You have to give a shout out to my dad, please. He loves you.
Oh, really? What's his name?
Rajani.
I shouldn't call him Mr. This, so uncool.
Yeah.
Suresh, how are you doing? Now we'll pretend he's answered.
Yeah.
He's thrown a bottle of whiskey at you. Don't take my name on the podcast.
Popping champagne right now.
All right, listen, you've been wonderful, but before we let you go, we have a thing called Ask Me Anything.
Okay.
And I think Amit or May, sometimes it's the same person because they're both genders, will take this through to its natural course.
Okay.
So just hang in there.
Yeah.
Mikhail Rajani.
What's the best new restaurant in town?
Which bar sucked?
What's the worst new Hindi film?
What's the most obscure thing to do on the weekend?
And what's the most interesting new walking tour?
If you want to know how to make the most of Bombay, listen to the Podcast by thedailypow.com. We are Pronuti.
Amit?
And Purva.
We're your guide to what to do, see, and eat in the city. You can find new episodes of the podcast every Monday on the IVM Podcast app or any other podcasting app that you prefer and on thedailypow.com.
If you have any questions for Cyrus, write to us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Or you can send an email to whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
Let's go.
Let's go for
wife's
it.
not in the car, right?
I'm not in the car.
She encourages
All right. May is here and already started chatting before we started formally. Wants to hug the customer.
He's cute. What can I do?
He's cute. Is that what you're going to say? He's a young man with a business. He's here to promote the business.
And I'm a young woman with stuff.
Needs. Hugging needs.
Hugging needs.
All right.
Yeah, that's me for you.
I shall just leave the room. How long do you need, Mikhail? You're in the pizza business. Don't answer that.
Yeah.
No, don't ever answer that question.
Your dad listens to the show. Yeah.
Be mysterious, Mikhail.
By the way, so his name is like my son's name. The intention was Mikhail, which is how it's pronounced in Russia.
Yeah.
It's a broader pronunciation, but depending on cultures, it becomes a Mikhail, whatever. So he gave up, and in India, they just...
What is it? What's
so
the
now it's more
actual...
Mikhail, because that's how you say it.
It's Mikhail.
Okay,
If you ask me what it means, it's very embarrassing.
Oh,
We
do
found
tell.
out- You know what your son's name
In
means?
Sanskrit or
No,
in...
tell.
There's no Sanskrit meaning to
No, Mikhail is Michael.
No, but Mikhail, it's your son's name, Mikhail.
Yeah, but-
it means a golden deer. I found out when I was like 15. It's so embarrassing.
sorry.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful and kind of graceful.
deer.
In a very gay way. It's lovely.
Lovely.
You have to own it. You have to be that guy.
So now
You're
you
gonna
see
be that guy.
once again, we've got coincidence, same school, same name. Now, dear, I got to worry.
Oh, wow.
source girls
Really?
now.
Same school?
Yep.
Wow. Which
But
one?
not same time because my son is only 13.
Which
Mikhail's
school?
at least 15, 16, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Bombay International School, where South Bombay products is a long story. Oh. You're from Doha, Qatar.
Well, actually, technically, Rishi Valley School.
You're Rishi Valley, my wife's school. God, 6 degrees of separation. Jesus
6 degrees.
Christ. And he is
Rishi
Kodi,
Valley.
which is close by.
Yeah.
Goody, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
They used to raid
interesting.
like the Mongols. They used to raid your Rishi Valley schools, pick up the ladies and run.
Really?
Yeah, he was one of the bad boys.
Yeah.
This was a
Were
bad
you?
boy.
Were you the one that used to climb up girls' hostel and stuff like that?
He's not a
No?
climber. Look at
I
him.
used to hug him. I was a hugger.
He's the
I was a
finisher.
hugger.
He's the finisher.
Oh, don't do
Some
this.
other monkey would have to do
You
the climbing
know.
and
I
bringing.
used to hug.
Really? Is that how he's?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
God.
was the final product, the last race.
Weakness.
Cuddler.
God.
What's your weakness? Hugging?
Oh, God, you hug me
join-
and I'm done.
Listen, don't join-
Anyone who, if you have a huge fight with me,
do not join an ashram. You'll have a lot of problems. A lot of people hug for no reason. And don't go to Japanese conclaves. Be very
Japanese
careful.
conclaves?
Yes, they do the touch hug.
you know what? I've realized that guys, this hugging thing, right? Not this hugging thing. The way to disarm a woman if you're having like a huge fight, right?
okay.
Huh?
Not if you don't want to
Not
be touched by
hug.
the person.
No, not
My
hugging.
wife would kick me in the balls if I try to hug her when we're fighting.
I can't think of a woman. I can't think of a woman
Not
who's
hugging.
alive who I could hug. Dead maybe, but alive.
No, not hugging. But I've had this before when I'm having this like heated argument with a guy or something like that, and then he throws down like a really sweet like compliment. So it happened to one of my friends where she was having this like she was irritated with this guy, and then out of nowhere he was like, "God, I'm so distracted. You look like Lara Croft from Tomb Raider." And then literally none of her thoughts were coming together. She couldn't articulate anything for about
So what
5
you're saying is simple
seconds.
praise is enough to get us off the hook. Why
praise
wasn't I
for
told
everything.
this before?
You should. It's so simple. You'd be like, "God, you look so."
You haven't asked him a question yet.
I'm so sorry.
15 minutes you've gone on about your life and hugging.
No,
It's like your
he
biopic.
talked about hugging too. He said
Me,
that's
my life and times and hugging.
that's my biography.
Is it?
Oh my God. Will you write it for me?
I'm not a natural hugger. I always feel awkward when the body's touched because I'm wanting touching nipple. You know, I
get damn excited.
I get all.
It's the best time.
I get sexual thoughts.
It
Even
happens
like
when you're
really
single
old
for so
women.
long.
In fact, maybe more with old women. I don't know what's happening.
I know.
Mikhail, do you want to take part in this conversation?
I'm listening. I'm
Okay.
enjoying.
The thing is, I love hugging Cyrus too.
I just
That's
can't
because
wait
he's
to-
super chesty. Like, have you seen how
Guys.
big his chest is? His boobs are bigger than mine.
He's no spring chicken. What the golden deer here is from my tribe. All right, show some respect, woman.
I love that's why I want to hug you too. I was literally going to.
Question.
Or
Okay,
just
so
get over it and hug already.
Yeah, let's just get it
know.
over.
Let's all hug.
I'll just leave the room.
Group hug, guys.
I'll ask the
Everyone.
question outside to somebody else.
Guys, let's stop this group hug.
Okay, group hug. Okay, so Pallavi asked, who is your arch enemy and what do you wish upon him or her besides being stuck in traffic?
My nemesis.
Your arch
Do you have a nemesis?
Of course. No, I can't think
Is there
of it.
anyone growing up who try to put you down a lot? Everybody has
Yeah,
somebody
exactly.
who doesn't believe in a person. Sometimes it works well because it pushes you.
I had some teachers. Like, I was going to go to the Bangalore TISB with all my friends from BIS. They all
Right.
went to TISB. My vice principal, she wrote me like the worst recommendation letter ever, saying he would be
Useless.
he would have
Good
a
for
school
nothing.
burned down, and he's
Really?
a horrible
Oh my
kid.
God.
Yeah.
But were you a naughty boy?
Yes,
Then.
but that's not my fault. I was misunderstood.
Yeah,
That's what they all say.
exactly.
I
Give a
love
hug
it.
now.
Yeah, hug
Probably
me. Yeah, I
burns the
know.
school down.
My mom got a call once from school saying your son has burst a cracker. Lit some guy. My mom's like, he's at home today. He's not even gone. He's sick.
Are you kidding?
I'm not joking.
So they just imagine that you're the bad
Yes,
guy.
they figured they didn't know who it is. They like,
That's
must
very
be
They just
Mikhail.
blamed you instantly because
And this is a regular.
It's like racism, man.
Yeah, very
The guy's not even there.
the guy's not even there and he's getting
Because I'm
blamed
half
for-
Guju.
There you go. Now it comes out.
What's the other half?
Sindhi.
Oh.
But
that a weird combo?
your question is top half, bottom half. Is that because you're hugging and then you'll need to know? Is that it?
I don't know. Is it all like mixed together pretty well?
I guess.
There's like parts that are like Guju and parts that are like.
I think my ears
Sindhi.
are clearly.
This is the
Sindhi.
worst
I
conversation
I
I've
don't
been
even
part of
know
in the
where
last
to go
20
with
years. What are you asking him?
I don't
Are you
know.
asking him if he's an attractive package because of all this? I don't know.
I don't know.
No
I'm a
pun
pure
intended.
Malayalam.
No pun intended.
I use it to my advantage in certain circles.
he switches.
Oh, really?
He
When
plays
I'm
the
around
card.
I can't switch. I'm like pure breed Malayali. I'm just like, I can't switch for anything.
My
I'm just
saras
Malu,
is
Malu.
very authentic. It
See,
sounds very real. Saras.
Your saras.
I
Gujarati
can say
bole?
it, yes.
Thodu, thodu.
Thodu, thodu.
You better learn fast. You're in the pizza business.
Yeah, pija.
Pizza,
Pija.
pizza.
Pija.
That's never going to change, right?
Yeah, never.
They're never going to say it
I tell
correctly.
my guys when they say pizza, I say boss, say pija on the
Say
phone.
pizza.
Yeah.
I'm saying just
People get confused.
It's like you're being
What do you
molested.
say?
Just accept it, and it's not going to. We are incapable of saying pizza. Okay, go north, south, east, west. It will not happen in India. He knows. It's his story.
Talking about Canada, I was in Bar Stock Exchange and this dude behind me, very cute, Canadian something or the other, like Indian guy, but obviously like there. He was talking to someone and I was here, and then as soon as he had to order something, he was like, Jalapeno Martini. And I was like, why are you saying it like that? He's like, they won't understand me otherwise.
Seriously?
Yeah.
He dumbed down.
He dumbed down.
Disgusting.
So sweet
I
of
know.
him. Nice guy.
I used to do that in the brothels, but that's another story.
Jalapeno
With the same
Martini.
guy.
Condom.
What about you? Arch enemies?
Me?
Do you have any?
I have lots of people who stop talking to me though.
Ooh, like who?
I have this very funny theory.
Ashton Kutcher for stealing that show.
Something like that. Oh yeah, you're punked. Yeah, it's too much.
Sure he is.
And he's a worse actor than me.
sure.
Which is the really embarrassing
Yeah,
part.
it's
Yeah.
damn bad.
But the sad thing in all this is that sometimes people stop talking to you and you don't know why. And I don't know.
Does that happen to me?
It's because you're buff now. Intimidating to
No,
a
no,
lot
I'm
of
talking
people.
women. There's this chick who stopped talking. Well, she looks like a man now and she's got a V shape and all, but God, very scary.
Really?
So that's my only. I'm trying to think.
I have it the other way around. People are like, why are you not talking to me anymore? And I'm like, I've stopped talking to you. I didn't even realize.
But arch enemies, going back to school and teachers and things like that, they don't bother me at all now. There were people who don't like you, growing up, but I don't feel any anger.
Same.
I miss them because after getting married, I have so many other problems. So those were really nice days. What do you think?
Same. I'm married. I feel you.
Really?
go.
I'm not. I'm having the best time ever, guys. Clearly, I'm in
Don't
the.
hug people so quick.
Yeah. Let's see how long you hug your husband. It's very easy to hug people when you're not married to them. My God.
Hugging is best. I'm
Listen,
single. I can hug whoever I want.
Bhagwan Rajni started a whole cult just by hugging.
Really?
So I'm
Hugging
seeing this-
Amma. Hello. My people.
Yeah.
My lady.
Yeah. Does she really cure you when she hugs?
I don't know.
Like
but
I have
it's supposed
pimples
to
which
be
have still not gone at 45.
Wow, that's
But
weird.
there are people with leprosy and cancer and all that. So I thought maybe I shouldn't be in the group.
You shouldn't
Because
do
suddenly in
that.
the middle of all that pain, it'll be me and with my thing. Okay,
Okay,
can
wait,
you
there's
ask him a
one more question. This is specifically for you, Mikhail. What is that one ingredient that goes with everything?
All question. As usual.
I know what
Again,
this is
you're
in my
just-
mind.
You're in a Ghatkopar district Miss India contest where,
I know.
what ingredient will make it the best in the world for everything?
Cheese. Cheese makes
I was going to
everything.
say that
Good
cheese
answer.
was my win. No,
Cheese.
cheese. It's like you're reading my mind.
Cheese
It's
goes on
beautiful.
everything.
Go hug him.
Anything.
Oh, beautiful. Cheese
I will.
is great.
I will in a little
But
bit.
mozzarella, not just any cheese.
That is any cheese.
No, some cheese sucks. No, all
Really?
cheese.
Amul.
I'm okay with Amul, but he's a party to European
I had this once.
palates and tastes. So
One of my
I
really
love
good
my
friends.
desi food.
Yeah.
you prefer desi cheese over European cheese?
Not prefer, but
Not prefer,
I will
but-
shoot
with
you.
certain dishes,
Certain
yeah.
dishes, yeah. No, I had this
If I have
like
a cheese dosa, I'm not going to have it with some Gruyere or something like that. Yeah, cheese
I had
dosa.
cheese palak masala dosa the
Now
other
that you
day.
brought up
It's
cheese
really
dosa,
good.
may I complain? Cheese dosa, they've started putting the cheese is the size of a fingernail. What happened to the cheese dosa? It used to be like cheesy. I don't
It
get
is.
cheesy dosas anymore.
They're a lot.
Put it on your
of
menu,
things.
Mikhail.
Yes.
Include
Cheesy
cheese dosa
dosas.
as part of the
Super
pizza
thin
package.
crusts.
Pizza, sorry.
Yeah, pizza. You know what? I had a really good friend of mine from college who she was so excited about she had never met an Indian before, I don't know what. And then so at one point she was like, if I come to India, because she liked this one particular cheese, she's like, will I get red Leicester cheese in India? And at that time you could barely get cheddar. So I was just like, red Leicester cheese in India? No.
I have a question which is disconnected from that.
Go for it.
Do women ever ask you, I'd like 6 inches and can you make it bigger? And what's your response?
I say we only have 13-inch pizzas at Francesco's.
brother.
Yeah.
And that's why his name is Mikhail. Because he's big. Thanks, Mikhail. Rock
Thank
on.
you. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right. Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps. Please, we beg you, we need you. If you have any questions, write to us online and you can mail us as well. We will answer. We have a doctor in the house called May.
And that's what Cyrus says.
And presenting the IVM Likes, where the IVM staff sit down, hold hands and meditate. Then remove their clothes and discuss pop culture, things they like and dislike. All this because life is important, especially when you're lonely. Check out new episodes on our IVM podcast apps. Happy listening, mother and fathers.
एक्सक्यूज मी भैया एक्सक्यूज मी
बोलिए मैडम
मेन्यू में क्या है
मेन्यू में सीन अनसीन है पॉडकास्ट है ऑन कोर्स है साइरस है मेड इन इंडिया रीडिस्कवरी प्रोजेक्ट एम्पावरिंग सीरीज सेक्स वैक्स है IVM लाइक्स है सिंप्लीफाइड है कीपिंग इट क्वियर है टिंग्स एंड डेस्टिनेशंस है माय नेबर सकरबर्ग है और द फन गराज है आपको क्या चाहिए
एक बार रिपीट कर देंगे क्या
रिपीट नहीं करता हम आप जाओ IVMpodcast.com पे और सुनो ये सब या फिर डाउनलोड करो उनका ऐप सब आपकी उंगलियों पे